so I just got done clarifying. I used my tea tree tingle from Trader Joe's. Then I used the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Yogurt Deep Conditioner. Sat with that on under a shower cap for about half an hour. Rinsed it all out completely, and this is what I end up with. So it starts to clump together pretty well on its own, I've noticed. So today I'm only going to use the Camille Rose Curl Maker. I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere, and so I don't need to worry about getting a really hard cast with a lot of hold on there. And this makes my hair so soft. I love it. So I only put about 3 pumps in for right now, and then I'm probably going to end up having to add a little bit more. To be careful that I don't drop any, I put my hands on top of each other. There's a method called the bowl method, where you literally put a bowl underneath your hair when you're doing it upside down, and then that will catch any extra water and product, and then you can keep putting that back into your hair, and that really helps with moisturizing and clumps and all that. So I'm just going, I usually smooth it over first. And then I do kind of a mixture of all the techniques that I did in my old videos. Kind of do some roping, kind of do some praying hands, kind of do some scrunching and pulsing. And then I make sure that I turn to the side. Now the back of my hair, a bunch of the hair tries to clump together, and so it's really wide and webbing as it forms down into this one clump. And when I do it upside down, those clumps end up trying to go right side up towards the top of my head, especially when I plop, which I do it a little bit differently now, so I'm going to show you how I do that. I think I might have a super weird technique to fix that, but I'm not going to try it on the video because I haven't tried it for the first time yet. So for now, I just fix it when it's dry, and it's kind of hidden because it's underneath the bottom of my hair. So I can tell that there's not a lot of water in my hair right now, and if I want to make sure that I'm getting the product distributed, I will rake my hands through, also to kind of get it off my scalp and get everything going the same direction. But what that does a lot of times ruins my clumps. It gets really stringy. So I'm going to rinse my hands off here real quick. So the technique that I saw on YouTube, Boss Curl, check her out. She posts on Instagram almost all the time. She uses the hair buff like me. I use it like her, and she has a really good video of her routine. So basically, I just take a cup of water, or I take the handheld sprayer, and I will just gently, it's hard kind of upside down, trickle water back onto my hair. And I'll do it at the back, and I can just feel it going down my scalp, and I'll kind of shake a little bit, and I can actually see the water forming those clumps back together again. I'll kind of do a wide rake if I see some of my hair isn't wanting to do what I want it to do. I've done it right side up, but I don't really like how it turns out. And this is where the bowl method would really come in handy, because all the product that I'm rinsing out into the tub would end up in the bowl, and then I can dip my hair in it. See all that moisture there? And I can put it back into my hair. So I think I'll probably try that next time, because I want big clumps. They do take, shake a little bit longer to dry. And this I can feel is a little stringy right here. So I'm going to dump a little bit more water here. There we go. Kind of get those clumps back together. Add just a couple more pumps of the product, and I'm just going to scrunch everything, get all that excess water out. Usually don't spend this much time on it because I'm in a hurry in the mornings. So hopefully it turns out pretty good today. Okay, now I'm probably going to have to refix my clumps because I'm just going to show you real quick how I use my Dunbin brush. There are tons of YouTube tutorials out there that you can watch and find hair that's similar to yours because people do it differently. I'm doing it upside down. A lot of people get out of the shower and do it right side up, layer by layer. So I'm just going to show you. I take this and I twist it like a ribbon when you're using the scissors on it to curl it. And then I kind of shake. And I can't see what it did. But sometimes it works out really well. And other times, and the higher I hold it up, you want it to be more horizontal. And I twist. And it's kind of wanting them to clump together. So sometimes you have to grab them and shake them apart. I should be doing it on the other side because I can't see that way. And like I said, I took a bunch of rows out and I only have, see, I'm not a huge fan of what it does to my hair because this is getting stringy. So it doesn't really work for my, and I think it's because my hair automatically clumps in pretty good sections on its own. So I'm just going to re-wet this. Some water back in there. Okay. So now I got more water in there. I'm just going to use just a little bit more of that curl maker just to squeeze that water out. I did get a haircut with layers. My hair was almost all one length, and that has made a huge difference for my volume and my curls. Okay, so on my old video, I used to plop with a t-shirt. And it was tight against my head and it really made my hair super weird. So again, with the YouTube videos, that's where I've learned a lot of my routine. I wet plop with the shower cap. Basically, just stick my hair. Make sure it's all in there. And then I will go and get ready. This is a super tropical shower cap that my mom picked up for me. So I'll let it sit like this, let the product soak in and get the curl to set while I'm getting ready. And then I've also changed what I do when I take the shower cap off. So I will show you what I do there. Okay, so it's been sitting on there for a while, and this shower cap, I'll be honest, is not the best. It leaks water all over, so I have to walk around with a towel around my neck for a while. So I used to take the shower cap off. This is going to be pretty wet. If you don't want to style on soaking wet hair, you don't have to. You can take the t-shirt and you can scrunch out some of that excess water and then put your product on. I've noticed that for me, it dries faster when I scrunch out water first, but it also, I don't get as good of clumps. So the back of my hair doesn't look too weird today. It gets a little bit stringy in there, but none of the clumps are going up, which are the really weird ones. And if you try to separate them while they're wet, that usually ruins the clumps, and then they just go straight and stringy. So now, and I had before, I had taken the t-shirt and I had what they call micro plopping. I had done it right away, but now I let the product sit in there for a little while, and that helps with the frizzing quite a bit. So I just take my 100% cotton t-shirt and I do my hand flat, and I grab my hair and I scrunch up to my scalp, and I just leave it there for a little bit, usually until I feel the shirt getting a little damp, and then I go back down. I'm going to set the phone down so that I can do this with two hands. It's a little bit easier. And this is also when, if you want to fix your part, you can. I just let mine do whatever it wants. And then for volume throughout the day, if you want to flip your part from one side to the other, then that will give you more volume because your hair's been drying the opposite way all day. Okay, that's good enough for today. Sometimes I'll do a little bit longer. Let's figure out where this hair needs to go over there. So it is pretty flat on my scalp today. Usually it's a little bit higher than that, but you know, with curly hair you never get the same thing twice. And sometimes this needs to be twisted a little bit tighter because it's a little bit loose, so I'll just tighten that back up. Once it dries, I'll be able to fluff that out and it'll be fine. So now I'm going to show you my root clips. Usually I do this with two hands. So I will just find a straight section and I'll just stick my clip in there. I try to scooch it so it's as close to my scalp as possible. I usually end up with these in my car because I take them out when I get to work. Let's see, let's go ahead and grab that whole section. I'm gonna have to put this down and use two hands. They're usually in my car or my purse. That piece there. My hair is really flat to my scalp today. It's kind of hard to see on the video, and I'm not really sure why that is. So I'm going to use all of these root clips to kind of help with that. So this is how I end up driving to work. Some mornings, if I get up early enough, then I will air dry for a while and then I'll diffuse. So I'm gonna let this air dry for probably about half an hour because it's pretty soaking wet right now. I might also microplop just a few more times to get some of that moisture out because it's still really wet. But I also added a lot of water to it with that cup, so that's part of it. It's probably part of why my hair is so flat to my scalp, because I ran that water on top of it. So I'll fluff that out when it's dry. I'm not too worried about that. So I'll let this air dry, for, like I said, for a while. Once I am happy with it, then I will show you how I pixie diffuse. Okay, so I went and sat in front of a fan for a little while, and I have a helper. Say hi.
No.
No? You can't say hi? Okay. He is going to help me diffuse my hair. I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just going to show you how I do it. So, we're going to take this. Can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To help reduce the frizz, I'm going to set the phone down here real quick. Okay. We're going to take this. Yeah. And we're going to stick a section of the hair into the diffuser. And we're going to put it all the way up there. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to turn it on. Can you push this button down at the bottom?
Yeah.
Push it over here.
Okay.
And then we sit here. And we just hold it. I usually hold it for about 60 seconds. And then can you shut that off? There we go. And then I take it down.
Yeah. Why?
Not yet. And then I'll move it to a new section.
Why?
You're going to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pink. Turn it on.
Okay.
On.
Yep. Another 60 seconds or so until I usually sometimes turn on the warm heat and I can feel my scalp get a little warm. Okay, you want to shut it off? Thank you. And then we take it down. So I usually do that for maybe 20 minutes just to get the thicker parts of my hair more towards the back and underneath, just to kind of speed up the drying time a little bit. So hold on, bud. Once it's fully dry, then I'll see if I have any cast and I will post some pictures.
Mommy.